The days of women feeling insecure are fewer and far between. Why we still have things to overcome, actress Amy Schumer's new movie, I Feel Pretty, is something we can all relate to.
Film critic Koplinski talks with Amy Schumer and co-star Aidy Bryant from Saturday Night Live fame about the movie and the Me Too movement. It's dinner and a movie.
I know you were involved with the Barbie movie last year.
Very true.
And I was wondering, is this movie a response to that upcoming film or your experience on it? Are they connected at all?
Right after Barbie was not going to happen, I was told about this script, and I thought that is the exact message that I wanted to come along with the Barbie movie. And so I was really excited to get to transfer that, which was the exact message of this movie. So it was not in a response. There was no, body or face shaming or anything in the Barbie movie. But I do like that hard-hitting question.
When you look up Amy Schumer quotes online, the clean ones are the ones that speak about body positivity.
Okay.
And I love the one where you say, "I'll never forget the day I realized I wasn't the Ford model I thought I was."
Right.
Can you talk about that day and how it relates to the movie?
I think there was a backlash with this movie, the trailer.
I know.
And it was just about people saying, like, they thought it was about this, ogre of a woman, then realizing that where her self-esteem comes from. But that's not what the movie's about at all. And it doesn't, it's clear when you see the movie that it's about someone who just really struggles with self-esteem. And it's how she carries herself, and she feels invisible. And she just, like, it's all about how she feels, and this movie shows that it's just all about how you feel, and that where your worth and your value comes from is who you are. Now, that's also been a lifelong process for me to really understand. I think you get confused at different times in your life about, is other people's experience of you who you really are, or is who you feel like who you really are? And so my mom really raised me, both my parents just convinced me that I was a supermodel, and I just believed it. I just bought it. And then, life happens and kids can chip away at that confidence, and I think finding the great balance is the answer, because it was like, oh wait, I don't belong on like a runway. And so this movie's kind of saying, like, yeah, we all belong on a runway, and I think people are ready to see more people of color, more inclusivity with body types, and trans people, people with disabilities, everything. People want to see everybody, I think. And if not, then they can go see a traditional movie star.
Now, Ms. Bryant, I read you had a similar epiphany. You said that once you got over worrying about what other people thought, suddenly you were on Second City, and then a couple years later, SNL.
Yeah.
It sounds very much like the journey that your character goes through in the movie.
Yeah.
What was that change, and how did it affect you?
Well, I think there's a major conspiracy towards women that tells them that they should spend a lot of time, money, and energy to try and change their bodies and how they look and their hair and creams and sprays and all kinds of things. Waist trainers, physical trainers, everything. So many different things like that we're constantly told, and I was totally receiving those messages and believing those messages. And I think I came to a certain point where finally I was like, I have given so much of my life to this, to doing all these dumb things, and I really have dreams and goals that I want to achieve. I want to be a comedian. I want to write my own pieces. I want to get on Second City. I want to try to go to SNL. And the second I started focusing on those things rather than like my arms or thighs or whatever, it was the moment that for me I was able to achieve those things.
Can you tell me about your clothing line or your fashion line that you're working on?
Wow. So early in the process, it's a lot of work, and Amy's doing one too.
Yeah.
And we really are, I think, both very excited because we're gonna do all different sizes, and I know for me, I've gone through this experience of being on sets and photo shoots and whatever, and them just literally having 3 options for me and 30 options for my co-stars. And I just felt like that wasn't fair. So at a certain point, if they're not going to fix it for you, you got to do it for your damn self.
Amy Schumer, Aidy Bryant, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
An interesting interview, and to hear them talk about all these things that relate to this obviously very timely movie.
Yeah, he has such a cool job.
Chuck does?
Yeah.
I think they've got pretty cool jobs.
They do,
making
too.
people laugh and getting to be a spokesperson to have a healthy self-esteem. How cool is that?
I'm feeling left out, like I need to be the fashion designer too. Everybody else seems to be doing it.
Your next calling.
Maybe.
Heather, who are you wearing today? Heather Roberts.
Oh my goodness, I know.